Let's start then. Thank you so much. I will I will restart my speech. Nobody has heard anything before, so they have all forgotten. I have this how do you call this? You know, you've seen the man in black. Then you know this device I have used on the colleagues who are present here. Anyway, very happy that we're managing to organize this even in a hybrid. Maybe next year we'll try to get everybody on board, but I also understand it's not easy logistically for everybody to come here. So that's great. First and foremost, thank you to you, Laura, and to your team for all the work that you're doing on this project and activity. What I said in very brief terms, that there is one of personal regrets I have, is that I have never attended the Erasmus program, since, as I was saying also, that I'm just too old for it, so I couldn't use it in my youth. But I'm very proud of all of you, and I congratulate all of the students, because it's not an easy thing to come in. It's not something that everybody has an opportunity to. It's a competitive process. So the fact that you made it is already a big, big win. And that is the first win that you're going to experience that you are experiencing, because you have gotten selected. You, your parents, your family should be all very proud of you, and so are we. The second win you're going to get out of this program is, of course, educational win, because there is, I'm sure that you will learn a lot of whatever field you are in. It will be interesting, it will be different, there will be different professors, etc. And the third very big win is actually the reason why I think Erasmus is so popular, is the whole cultural exchange, is the fact that on the one hand, you get to learn the European culture, the culture of a country where you are in, and in a way, in a wider way, also the European way of life. And they get to learn about Kazakhstan. So for this time that you will be there, you will be for quite some time, many of you, if not all of you, in different countries of the European Union, you will also get to represent Kazakhstan. You will be not surprised to hear that Kazakhstan is not so well known in Europe, despite the fact that it's the 9th biggest country. So you will be de facto ambassadors of Kazakhstan in the countries where you will be, and to your students and friends. So present the country very well. I have absolutely no doubt that you will do that. I know that there will be bigger presentations, so I will not spend a lot of your time. But when I was reading who will be here, I understand that there are 18 first host countries, so you will go to 18 European Union member states, which I think is quite an amazing number. And you will start your programs in autumn. And the range of programs that the 2026 students were selected for consists of 46 programs, and it is really very diverse. If I name just some of them, the list includes master's program in cybersecurity and assurance, radiations and its effect on microelectronics and photonic technologies. I don't even know how to pronounce it, much less to be able to study something like that. Then European Master in Biological and Chemical Engineering for a sustainable bioeconomy. And the next one is Erasmus Mundus Masters in Journalism, in Media, and Globalization. That's the one I know how to pronounce. Then there is International Master in Advanced Design of Sustainable Ships and Offshore Structures. I mean, I can go on, and I just find it so impressive. First of all, that there is interest in such studies, and second of all, that we in Europe have such programs, and the third of all, that you were selected for them. So I really just want to congratulate you for this thing. Now, today's pre-departure orientation program is really meant to get you familiar with the systems, with the ways, but also that's why I'm so happy that we have representatives of the embassies here, because there's also maybe some very practical questions, presentations from the students that are part of the program, challenges that they have been confronted with, either cultural or administrative. And I know that one of the questions that will be coming is visas, and some are going to the countries that are maybe represented here, and I'm sure they're well equipped with information about that. But those of you who will be going to the countries that are not represented here, and if you have any challenges, a colleague here mentioned Ireland, who doesn't have the embassy here. So if you have such an issue, we can also then get in touch with the embassy and help you with the visa situation. All of the countries have visa centers, including Ireland and others. But in case there is any challenge or anything like that, please let us know. I hope that you have all put the requests forward because it takes sometimes some time. It's different than getting a tourist visa, because tourist visa is relatively fast. Student visa often in many countries goes through the local authorities, and that's why it takes a bit longer. So the moment that you have your program supported, please give all the documents that they are asking ASAP, and let's hope that it all goes through. But on this, I just want to say, yes, visa is a challenge, and we hope that it will be simplified in the future. But maybe you have also heard President Tokayev was now in Brussels, and there was this talk about how visa facilitation agreement will have been signed. It's mostly focused on the Schengen tourist visa. So for the residential visas, which you as students will need, is still a bit more complex. And again, it's very locally. I mean, every country has, and every even municipality has its own ways of how they give this residential permit. So approach it very seriously. It's not that we want to stop. We actually want to have as many students there. So we will try to be as helpful, especially for Erasmus students. But you also have to do your part of the job in this sense. With this, I will finish my welcoming words. As I mentioned, unfortunately, I wanted to be here throughout, but I was called to the Foreign Ministry, so I will have to leave you at 12. But until then, I'm all ears and eyes of the presentations and seeing and meeting you. Thank you so much for coming, and good luck.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. At 12:30, we'll have a networking session. So if your schedule allows, we'd be happy to have you there as well. So now we have, I think, a couple of more welcome remarks. I'd like to give the floor to the Ambassador of Portugal, José Ataíde Amaral, for his welcoming remark.
Okay, thank you. So, although I'm from an older generation than our dear European Union ambassador, dear Aleska, I actually, in my time, I had that was very popular, what we call the European Joint Masters programs. So it's something similar, but done at the European scale level. So what I did, in my time in the 90s, I did the first half in KUL 11 in Belgium. Then I did the second part of my master's program in the London School of Economics. Now, before that, I already did, for my degree in Portugal, I did also 1 year post degree in France. So I have, quite already an experience in European studies. But I highly recommend to all of you these kind of programs. I mean, and especially these ones are particularly interesting, that not only you have the chance to visit one country and one educational system, but then you can go to a second one where the system is usually very different. So you can not only learn about the cultural, the political situation, whatever, I mean, but also the reality, a particular reality, but you can compare with another one, also the type of educational system. It's very interesting also to see how the educational systems can change from one country to another. I mean, I had my experience in Portugal, then I had in France, then I had in Belgium, and then I did in an Anglo-Saxon country, in England. So the systems are very different. It was very interesting to see, for instance, in continental Europe, our system was much more descriptive. And in England, the system was much more analytical. So you will see, but the systems, the educational systems change. And today, of course, they're very different from what they were 30 years ago. But also as a diplomat, I know that you come from very different areas. I saw a lot of engineering, etc. So very different areas. But from my personal experience as a diplomat, it was very important to meet with all the students from all around the world. I remember in France or in England, I met people from everywhere, and you get information on cultural, religion, the mindsets, backgrounds, etc. that you will never get. You never have any a chance like that in your life. Believe me, even as a diplomat, I'm for 30 years in this business, and I've been traveling all around, and I'm meeting people everywhere. But there's nothing like your like even an apartment mates somewhere in London or in Belgium, or your colleagues that you go out in the weekend and you make visits together. You get insights about these countries in an open way, in a very frank and open way that you will never have in your future life. So it's a unique experience. I hope that we will take the best part of it. As my dear friend Aleska said, you also have the chance to also talk about your country, and you will see that people is very curious about Kazakhstan. They will ask you a lot of questions. So it's a two-way street program. I mean, you will learn a lot, but you will also have the chance to exchange a lot of, and I mean, I remember the first time that the first experience I had when I was in Strasbourg in France. After 1 or 2 weeks, the first kind of conclusion we got there, people from Japan, from Canada, from all Europe, from all around the world. And I remember that the first common conclusion we took in the first part we had together was at the end of the day, we have shared a lot of interest common. We have a lot of interests in common, and we are not so different from each other. At the end of the day, there are some basic things that we all share, and that we have a lot of similarities, all of us. That we are not so different. Okay, we have our differences, but somehow we have many things in common too, and this is very interesting to discover. So good luck to you. I don't know how many of you are going to visit Portugal, but then
5.
Okay. But then any questions, some questions I know we're gonna have about the visas, and then we'll end on that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Thanks for sharing your personal experience. Do you have any questions, dear students, immediately to the ambassador? Because if you have questions related to visa, we can address them during the Q&A session.
Yeah.
Okay, no questions to the ambassador. Then I'd like to give one more welcome remark, and then we'll proceed with our program. We have the ambassador of Spain, who has joined us online, Luis Francisco Martinez Montes. Can you hear us?
Yes, thank you so much. I hope that you can hear me.
Yes.
Perfect. So I am a little bit sleepy because I didn't sleep that much tonight for obvious reasons, but thank you to our host, to the European Union delegation. I see my colleague and friend also, the ambassador of Portugal, who just addressed the students. So congratulations to all the recipientaries of the Erasmus Mundus program. And as José said just a moment ago, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for you to expand your horizons and to be part of a community of culture to which Kazakhstan rightfully belongs to. And since I come also from a town with, like José also, from a very renowned university in Europe and a very old one, I think that
I think it's from the side.
Okay, so they disappeared.
In the meantime, maybe I can recommend also, if you haven't seen one very nice film.
Sorry.
Which is a bit old.
Yes.
Go ahead, please. Go ahead. Yeah.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, so someone said that the European Union integration process, and it's true, was about steel and coal when it started in the Treaty of Rome. But someone said that if the European process had to be started anew, it should be started precisely with culture, because Europe is a space of knowledge. And as I said before, you are going to be a part of it. The opportunities also for Kazakh students. Now, Aleshka, I think, mentioned the visa facilitation agreement, which is mainly for tourism, but hopefully one day it will be also extended to this kind of student visas. I think that for you, it's an opportunity to be ambassadors too. Ambassadors of Kazakhstan in the European Union. So one thing that I was told when I also, like José, studied in other countries in Europe, in other universities, is that when you go to another country, you are not Tomiris or Sundis or I don't know, whatever your name is, but you are a representative of your country. So you have to bring the best of Kazakhstan to Europe. You are going to take advantage of the best university system in the world, in Europe, all universities, spaces of excellence, and but at the same time, and this is my advice, take advantage also to show us, your fellow students, the ones you are going to meet and live with and study with, the best of your country. This is, as I said, once in a lifetime opportunity for you. So without further ado, I give back the word to you, the floor to you, Aleska, and I am ready to take any questions that you want to pose in the questions and answer part of this session. Rahmet, thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, and congratulations on becoming the world champions in football. So dear guests, I'm not sure whether any other representatives of other embassies would like to give a welcome remark. No, then we can proceed with our program. I know that you have very busy schedules. We cannot take up any more of your time, but if you are happy with that, so we'd be delighted to have you throughout the session with us or during the networking session, which starts at 12:30. Okay, so now it's, I think, my turn to give some information about the program itself and some background information about our students. So could I have my presentation on screen? So first of all, on behalf of the Erasmus Plus office in Kazakhstan, congratulations, dear students, on this important accomplishment. Next slide. This year we have 52 scholarship holders, as you can see from this slide, but the program started in 2004. So if we count, thank you, if we count from 2004, in total we have 559 scholarship holders from Kazakhstan, and this is the highest number in Central Asia. So we are the leaders by the number of EMJM scholarship holders. Next slide. Next slide. In this slide, you can see two diagrams. The first diagram shows you the regional context for this year. So in 2026, Kazakhstan has 52 scholarship holders. Kyrgyzstan and Uzbekistan has 4 scholarship holders, followed by Tajikistan, which has only 2 scholarship holders, and Turkmenistan, 1 scholarship holder. The second diagram shows you the numbers for this programming period. As you know, Erasmus Plus functions in 6-year programming periods. So for 2021-2026, we have 309 scholarship holders, followed by Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Turkmenistan. Next slide. Some information about our students, newly selected students. As for the gender balance, as a rule, we have more female students, 35 female students this year, as opposed to 17 male students. And in the diagram below, you can see the first host countries of these students. As you know, this is a very mobile program, so students move from one country to another each semester, but we usually receive only the information on the first host country. So this slide shows you only the first host countries. So 15 students are starting their programs in France. 7 students are starting their programs in Spain, followed by Portugal, Germany, which has 5 students each, followed by Belgium. Then we have 2 students in the countries like UK, Italy, Finland, Denmark, Austria, and some other countries as well, Turkey, Poland, Norway, Malta, and we also have non-European countries that take part in the EMJM, for instance, Israel, and then Ireland, Estonia, Czechia. So all in all, it's 18 first host countries. Next slide. Information about the universities that our newly selected students graduated from. So the leading university is Nazarbayev University. We have 17 students who graduated from Nazarbayev University. Then we also have Al-Farabi Kazakh National University, Kazakh British Technical University, Suleiman Demirel University. But in addition to Kazakhstani universities, we also have students who graduated from other countries like Russia, even European countries like Hungary, Germany. We have students who graduated from South Korea, USA, and other countries as well. So it's a really diverse list of universities that our students graduated from. Next slide. This is the list of first host universities. List of first host universities of our scholarship recipients. I will not go into the details here. The leading countries, since we have 15 students studying in France, I put France in the first row. So we have around 7 or 8, 9, sorry, 12 universities in France that are enrolling our EMJM students, followed by Spain. We have 5 universities in Spain, 4 universities in Germany, 3 in Belgium, 3 in Portugal, 2 in Finland, Italy, and so on and so forth. So all in all, we have 42 first course universities that our students will be starting their studies in 2026. Next slide. Some programs, all programs that are enrolling our students in 2026, as Her Excellency has mentioned, we have 46 programs that are enrolling our students. The list of the programs is really diverse. It has very narrow, specific programs like nanomaterials, digital transitions, but we also have very broad and interdisciplinary programs as well. Next slide. That's the continuation of the previous slide. Next slide. So some tips and recommendations. These are very basic tips and recommendations. I'm sure that more practical tips and recommendations will be coming from our current EMJM students and our alumni as well. So the very first thing, of course, ensure you have your valid passport and visa. Then keep all supporting documents in your hand baggage, and I'd also recommend to keep all scanned documents.
Can you mute Samia?
Yeah. You'd also keep your scan versions of your documents as well, just to be on a safe side. Make sure to bring some promo materials about Kazakhstan. Usually students bring Kazakhstan chocolate, yurts, the flag, so not to feel homesick.
Honey is a good idea.
Honey. Learn in advance about your exam dates, forms, and exam retakes. So it's very important to manage your timetable. Join groups or communities on social media platforms with students living in the same host country as you, and I'm sure more information will be coming from our students. Turn on roaming on your phone until you buy your permanent SIM card, but I also know that nowadays people use also eSIM cards, but you should check your cell phone compatibility, whether it can have a eSIM card. Use tools for time management and budget planning for the entire period of studies, and of course, take most of your EMJM student experience. I know that most of our EMJM students took internship programs during their studies, so please take into account these opportunities. Next. There are several communities that you can already join. The first one is Erasmus Mundus Association, and we have country representative of the Erasmus Mundus Association, Amir Tusupov. I think he's supposed to join today online. Maybe later he will join us. So he's the country representative for the Erasmus Mundus Association. We also have Erasmus Student and Alumni Alliance that you can also join later. And Erasmus Student Network. It also has country representative, and you can find more details on their websites. Some useful links. Next slide. Useful links. Your rights as a mobile student. Please familiarize yourself with this document and with your student agreement. These are very important documents for you to familiarize with. Erasmus program guide, which gives you very thorough and detailed information about the program, about the expected outcomes of your program. And I'm sure you are familiar with the EMJM website, which has the catalog of the program and all other useful information. So that's it from my side. That was a general overview of the program, of our background information about our students. And these are our contact details. All the information is available on our website. We are located in Astana. Once you complete your program, you are welcome to come to visit our office. And we are very active on social media. You can subscribe to our social media channels. And that's it from my side. So thank you very much.
Can I suggest Johannes wanted to share something?
Yeah.
Would you like to say what you wanted to say?
I just I could recommend a very nice film about Erasmus experience, which is originally old film from 2002, I think, L'Auberge Espagnole, French regisseur, different European European students coming together in Barcelona, happening some very interesting, nice things, also national stereotypes. It's very nice to watch. So I think the Russian title is Spanka. Auberge Espagnol.
Thank you. Now I'd like to give the next floor to our current EMJM student, Aziza Zakianova, who kindly agreed to share her experience.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me here. It's an honor.
Can everybody hear her because she's further from the speaker? Just want to make sure that you hear her. Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, good morning. So I can start now. I'm a current EMJM student. Can we go next, please? Yeah. So I am from here. I did my bachelor's in Hungary, in Budapest Technical University. And right now I'm studying in an MBuild program, which is Sustainable Building Design and Construction Management. And I applied basically an Erasmus program, first of all, because I like the international scene. Second of all, because it was a, let's say, leading forward program, advanced. And yeah, and I want to connect my career with sustainability. So can we go next, please? So MBuild basically starts in the University of Porto, which I already finished. Yes. Next semester is the University of Applied Science in Mittelhessen, in Gießen, in Germany. Yes. And the second year, I'm starting soon in Spain, in the University of Cantabria in Santander. And the last semester is to be decided, basically. So can we go next, please?
To be decided by you.
Yes, basically my thesis semester can be decided I can do it in either of those three countries.
Okay.
So I should choose.
Okay.
Yeah. So what to pack? As was mentioned before, of course, your documents, it's better to scan all of them. So you would have always the electronic versions. And maybe also before packing your clothes, always check the climate of the country, because when I came to Portugal, I did not expect the winter to be very rainy. So if you are going to Portugal, always take raincoats, because umbrella will not save you. Trust me, mine broke and flew away, so I know what I'm talking about. And so photos, maybe 3 to 4 size. It will be easier if you print them here and have them with you, at least 6 pieces. That will save you a lot, and the money and the time. Next, also the money, I would suggest to have money for at least for first 1-2 months, because you need to be prepared that the scholarship may not be paid the very first month because of the administrative issues. You have to open the local bank account, the local tax ID number, and that takes a lot of time. So expect your scholarship in the second month of your studies. So be prepared. Also, you might need money for the deposit of your apartment, student residence, etc. And if you have some chronic medical condition, please bring your papers from your doctor. If you have a specific medicine that you need to take, it will be much easier for you, and it will just save your time. And of course, something that maybe reminds you of home, because you might feel homesick, photographs or anything that would help. And the national attributes, as was mentioned before, of course, because you will meet so many people from different countries, there will be so many cultural events, and you would want to show people something, and people will be actually interested to see something from your country, to try it. So yeah. And can we go next, please? So yeah, finding accommodation, you should start as early as possible. So in my experience for Portugal, you can check websites like Uniplaces. But for Uniplaces, just keep in mind that you have to pay the service fee, but at least you will know that you will not get scammed. So this is a legit option. Also, you can check for university dormitories and student residences. And of course, you can search on your own on Facebook places, but be aware that it will be only at your own risk. Next, Germany is a popular platform, is a Wohnungssuche platform. For university dormitories as well. And for Spain is Idealista or Emancipia website. Emancipia also takes some fee, but it's also a legit place to get your apartment or room in. So yeah, and also maybe find your place closer to the metro stop, so you will make sure that you won't be late anywhere. Just trust me on that. And for the first week, maybe to-do plan is to open the local bank account, open the local tax ID number, and get a local SIM card, public transportation ticket. But for that, I will make a remark, maybe wait for the first day of your introduction to university, because in Germany, we were given a free land pass. So you might get that for free, just wait for the first day. And get grocery shopping apps, perhaps, if you want to save up money, if you want to have some discounts, coupons, that will be really saver. And of course, please attend the orientation meetings. They are really there for you, and you will get a lot of useful information there about local life, student life, and university life. And of course, try to meet your classmates. They are there to meet you as well. They're really excited. And next, please. So yeah, at student life, of course, you can subscribe for like Erasmus Student Network, Erasmus Life, local organizations, or maybe university has different ones. So that way you will make sure you will be included in many events. There'll be cultural trips, cultural visits, even the parties. So make sure to join those, and make sure to always go out to grab every opportunity and maybe maximize your experience to get to know the country you're in and the people who are around you. Next, please. So yeah, about the money, I made an example for monthly budget that I had that worked for me. So accommodation was around 450 euros. That is possible to find in maybe not so big cities. For example, in Porto, it was possible. SIM card is around, you can see 15 to 20 euro. Groceries, you can do it up until 200 euros. It is possible. Gym, 30 euro. Transportation, around 40. Leisure travel, 500 to 600. Of course, it depends on the person, but always bring cash with you. It may be not really useful for us. We're not really used to it, but please always have cash, because you never know which places do not accept cards, and you will encounter them a lot. And always please have some emergency funds to support you in any kind of situation. So yeah, these are just screenshots of examples of the grocery lists that you can have an idea how much you can approximately spend. I just thought maybe useful. So the next, please. Yeah, and of course, making friends. So you go there to meet people from so many different countries. Please try to talk with them. They are really curious to get to know about you, about your country and culture. And the same goes to you. So don't be afraid, and always put yourself out there. Yeah, I'll say that. And the next, please. And of course, you can take an opportunity and travel around Europe. And if you want to do that, you can use Flixbus, Omio, Postal World, just for cheap stays. Of course, ESN networks, check them, because they give really good discounts for students. And you can use that, of course. Yeah, Deutsche Bank, Couchsurfing, etc. And the next one, please. Yeah, I know Deutsche Bank is always delayed, but they have really good discounts for students. Yes, I know. But they have really good discounts for people under age of 26. So yeah, you can use that. So maybe things that I wish someone told me before I joined the program is to join every orientation event. It's really important and it's really useful to go out and spend time with your classmates, with your friends, learn more about them, and learn some basic phrases of the country you're in. It's also very nice and makes people kinder to you as well. And also don't compare yourself to your classmates, because all of you are coming from different backgrounds. Some of them already have professional background, and at the beginning, it may be challenging and you might think that you are not enough, but you are, because you are there. So don't compare yourself, but try to learn from them maybe. And try to ask your seniors for help. And also remember that you're all in this together. I think that's what keeps our class together all the time, because we're helping each other out. Really important. So unless you receive your residence permit, please don't try to travel outside of the country you're residing, unless you receive a physical card. Of course, if your visa is still active, you can, but once it expires, please don't go out, because you don't want to have problems with the border police. Yes, so wait for your residence permit. That's, I think, is very important, and a lot of students make this mistake. And the next one, please. So yeah, if you have any questions, you can contact me and ask me. I'm always here to help. So that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. This is for very practical tips, and I'm sure students have questions for you, but we can address them during the Q&A session. So we have one more presentation before the Q&A session. We have our alumna, Amina Sultanova. She's actually one of our most active alumna, who's really supportive of all of our events. So she would like to share her experience as well, Amina.
Yeah, thank you, Laura. Good day again to everybody. Very nice to see so many students joining, gathering here together and sharing information, because that's really valuable. You probably exchange contacts now and maybe visit each other tomorrow in Europe when you are there, or maybe help each other, or maybe just you'll be traveling there together. So it's really nice too that you are all here today. And speaking of myself, my name is Amina, and I did my master's, my master's modus in Euroculture. Is there anybody from Euroculture? No? Okay. I graduated in 2024, and my universities were University of Groningen in the Netherlands. This was my first host university. Second was Uppsala University in Sweden, and the last one was University of Strasbourg. I'm sorry for my pronunciation, in France. And I did my bachelor in political science here in Kazakhstan, in Belgrade University, and I did my exchange semester in Poland in Łódź, which is also known as Łódź. You can go further. And this presentation is called Things I Wish I Knew Before Starting My Erasmus. But before that, can we go next? I also would like to congratulate again all of you. This is indeed, as Ms. Ambassador has mentioned, very competitive, very challenging, and yet very prestigious scholarship. So you were one of the top students. So just believe in yourself, and yeah, this is a great opportunity, and I'm happy that all of you won this scholarship. And one of the first things I should say is that you probably have received your student agreement, and the very important thing is that you read it, like really read it. Really go through it, because it contains a lot of information regarding all of your rights, all of your responsibilities, maybe possible penalties if it happens to that you fail your exam or your course, and also date of payments, all of the important dates, because I did refer to student agreement a couple of times, so it's really important to know the information beforehand. And another thing I would like to say, next slide, is, yeah, obviously apply to these as soon as possible, because there may be delays, it happens, but it's also okay, even if it happens, even if your class starts before you get your visa, before you are there, you can always join online. And please do not omit classes. Do not think that if you're not there, I can just skip classes. No, because the more you miss, the more that you have to study at the end of the semester. So don't miss classes. And we can start, I think. I would like to kick off with the first semester, and probably it's going to be the most difficult one. And there are several reasons for that. The first reason is orientation. You will be getting used to your new home, to your new dormitory, to your new neighbors, to the new language that is surrounding you, to the new currency, to the new city, and that will kind of drain your mind, and you will be very exhausted by the end of the day within the first week, because you will be just navigating, like, where should go, what does this word mean, where does the bus go, and stuff like this. And another thing is study. You will, of course, meet new professors, new educational system, new buildings that may also take some time to get used to that. Another thing is loneliness. You might feel lonely, you might feel that you left everybody back home and that you're alone in there, but you're not, believe me. Yeah, you can always find some force meet everywhere you go, believe me. You can always find some like Kazakhs in Porto, let's say Kazakhs in Berlin, always. And you will always find someone to talk to, so don't log in. Don't stay in your home all the time. Just go out and have fun. And weather. You're going to the autumn semester, to the fall semester, and depending on the country, of course, but it might be rainy, it might be gloomy, it might be cloudy, it might be cold. Prepare for that. You can lift yourself up using some maybe candles, or just going to fancy places, cheap fancy places, obviously. Okay, we can go further. Yeah, talking of the study, if you have finished the university here in Kazakhstan, it might be a bit different to what you're used to, because in Europe, study is oriented to more independent study, to more self-study, to more research-oriented. So you will have to really take time and prepare in the library or in your houses yourself, not just listen to what the professor said and just do it. No, you really have to do the job yourself. And of course, all of the assignments are aimed that you are able to think critically and analyze the information that was given to you. And also ask for help. If you are experiencing any difficulty, do not be afraid to ask for help. You can also ask professor to a one-to-one meeting. Maybe he or she will help you. Maybe they will try to explain you something that you didn't understand during the class. Also, if you haven't written academic works before in English, you can always sign up for academic writing courses. They are always available for free in the university. Just find it. Follow professor recommendations. And another thing that you should keep in mind is that your grade is not your personality. If it happens that you received the grade that you didn't want to receive, it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It just means that your work is not really sufficient enough. But doesn't mean that you are the worst person ever and you should leave the country immediately. And also make in advance. In Europe, everything is made in advance, just like this meeting. It doesn't happen in August, like 31st of August, it happens in July. The same goes to your study. You should plan your schedule, plan your time, because in the beginning of the semester, in the beginning of the year, you are given all the deadlines, all the receipt dates, everything. So you should plan your study really according to that. And also remember that specifically your thesis, I know it's quite far away from that, but it's not really far, believe me. There is a reason why for thesis they give you a whole semester to write it, and don't postpone it to the last week. And also receipt may be expensive, both time-wise and money-wise. If you maybe fail some course, there will be penalty, like fees maybe for retake the course, so don't fail the course. And we can go further. Moving abroad, you'll be moving abroad at least 2 times, at least 3 times. And the first thing you should know is learn the entry rules. Even though you will be having your residence permit, you will still have to send some documents to the municipality office or maybe register at the local office. So really learn this. And don't take much luggage because you can buy everything there. It's the same as here. And also there are weight limits everywhere. Try not to buy lots of stuff even when you are there, because you'll be moving and the weight limits are just everywhere. And apply for housing in advance, of course. There are several options for housing, like university dormitory, which is the easiest option. Also private housing, and you can also find some, as Gazisa mentioned, Facebook housing groups. But again, there are quite a lot of scammers, so be really mindful about it. Or you can also find, again, the groups like Kazakhs in, let's say, Amsterdam, and maybe look for there. Like maybe another Kazakh is looking for a housing in Amsterdam, so you can call direct maybe. And we can go further. Again, as moving abroad, find Facebook pages. Facebook is really a thing there, while it's not a thing here. Find a lot of information about like pages with university or city events. Facebook Market is a thing really, like buy and sell. You can buy some things for your housing for the first time quite cheaper than in IKEA, let's say. And you can also find your housing, again, as I said, via Facebook. Learn a local language. It's really important that you at least understand very basic words. And you will understand some train announcements, because that will be a little bit silly if everybody left the train and you don't know what just been said and you were alone in the train. And you'll also understand some road signs. You will also more deeply engage with locals, and there are almost always free courses available in the university. So really take your time and sign up for courses. And the number I mentioned here is the Ministry of Foreign Affairs Urgent Call Center of Ministry of Kazakhstan. I personally didn't check it, but it's better, I think, to write it down, but I hope you will never need it. And we can go on. Finances. you can now open your international debit card like Revolut or Wise, and you can send the bank details to your university so that they send the money to your Revolut card, not your Kazakhstan bank, because there will be some like fees when withdrawing the euros from Kazakhstani bank. Or if you don't want, there are some multi-currency local bank cards. And also be mindful when exchanging. As I said, in those groups like Kazakhstan, Amsterdam, let's say, people sometimes exchange euros for tenge. That happens, but be mindful, ask references, ask maybe this person has changed to someone else, because you risk to lose money. There are also scammers, so be mindful. And of course, plan your budget wisely so that you don't stay hungry at the end of the month. Okay, go on. Yeah, connections. Don't be afraid of your classmates, because don't think that everybody is smarter, everybody is better, everybody is just more something than you, because you were chosen for a reason, as just they were. You're there for a reason, so don't think that everybody is better than you, and try to be very open-minded to your classmates. Yes, and connect, talk to your classmates, to your neighbors, to professors. Don't hesitate to ask where they're from, what they like, what is their culture, like what they think about something. And they can be your future best friends. They can be your future colleagues around the world. You can visit each other after your studies. So this is really important. And of course, go out, explore the university clubs, try different classes like cooking, sewing, reading, and so on. And be open to the new. Do not always stay in the library or in your dormitory, but don't forget about the studies as well. And we can go on. As for finishing your studies, I know you are just about to start, but still it's good to think ahead. You're gonna write your thesis in the last semester, and your thesis is closer than you think. Think of the areas that interest you while you are studying, like within your first, second, or third semester. Try to think what interests you so that you don't spend time on that in the last semester. And as for the career, research for opportunities for employment before your graduation. In some countries, there are things like orientation visa or like job search visa. So think of that ahead before you graduate. You may want to apply for that if you want to stay in the country and work there or search for work. And also while you are studying, apply for internships, again, where you're interested, not just random ones, because it will not really work well for your career. We can go on. And some practical tips. Many of them have been mentioned, but still, scan and print all your documents, have them with you offline, take medicine that works for you, take necessary adapters. It depends on the country, but mostly in Europe, they're the same adapters that we use here. But still, download offline maps for your first couple of days and connect eSIM or roaming again. Yeah, that goes. And there's some tips. Be curious, be kind to yourself and to everybody else. Do not think that, again, you are worse than everybody. And try not to make your Erasmus look like someone else, because everybody's Erasmus Mundus path is individual, and it's really beautiful and amazing path. So I really wish you good studies, good time, and make the best out of it. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Can I suggest, since
Yeah.
I will have to go, if you want to have a photo, I know that not everybody is on board, then let's do it now. I know it's a
Okay.
networking event. I have to leave in about 10 minutes.
All right.
But if you allow me also one more thing, there is no such thing as Kaspi in any of the European Union countries. Please be aware of that. So that's why I think the advice on the cash was good. Facebook, I also like that you mentioned. Instagram is here the way to do things. There is you will not find hairdressers on Instagram. You have to find this on the spot. That's one thing. And maybe one thing that has not been mentioned, embassy. You mentioned the Ministry of Foreign Affairs emergency call number, but if you find yourself, I suggest that you register in the embassy, because Kazakh embassies are in all of the countries, most I would imagine that are on the list. I know not Ireland, but in some of the countries there are. So wherever there is an embassy, register with the embassy. You also call this number. They will be always taking care of Kazakhs in that country.
And
so that's
consuls.
And consulates, yeah, of course, yeah.
And that's why it's also important to have a copy of your passport and because if you lose them, at least you have that to show to your embassy.
Yeah, and maybe one very, very last point, a rental of the house, accommodation, etc. Every country has different rules about how you have to return the flat and the rooms, etc. I don't know if anybody is going to Belgium, but they're very strict on some of the rules of return. So read the rental contract also very carefully if you're renting privately. So agencies can be helpful probably in this sense, but if you have to return, they will look into this. And with this, toi. So let's take a picture and then the Q&A.
Maybe you better stay and the rest will be coming up.
All right. Oh, then we will feel like. Sorry, guys, that you're not here, but we will have you in mind when we take a picture. But wait online because we will go to Q&A. Yeah. I'm so sorry I cannot be here for that. Will you be able to catch us like that?
In between.
Yeah, I think you should be
Yes.
with us.
Closer maybe?
You have to be closer in two lanes, maybe, I don't know.
You guys want to go in front? That's why.
Yes. Oh, you wanted us to sit, yeah?
Some of them,
Okay, but then it looks like we are some kind of bosses. Let's start. Yeah. Maybe closer, or you make a little video.
1, 2, 3. No. And now one vertical. You can say something?
No, then it's gonna be. Please, let's continue. I just wanted not to catch you in the middle of Q&A. So forgive me if I have to leave in between.
So now we start our Q&A session. Dear students, please feel free to put your questions. Our online participants will put questions through the raise hand function, or you can also type in your questions in the chat box and we'll read them aloud here. So let me remind you who we'll have today to answer your questions. So the EU delegation team, representatives of the embassies of EU member states. These are Portugal, Spain, France, Germany, and Hungary. We also have our current students, Aziza and Maral, and we also have our Amina alumna to answer your questions. So let's start the Q&A session.
Sorry, my name is Dina Kutezova. I just wanted to ask, because you're living in Ireland is not represented here. Actually, Tirmi University is French university in Rennes, and we are participating through Rennes we go to Ireland and to Finland because I chose languages as English and German, and we're gonna study there. The problem was, okay, I will just start. The first problem was that Ireland is not represented here in Kazakhstan as well because VFS. But when I went to the VFS, she didn't tell me that financial form was very important to write down because she actually didn't know about that, so to fill in. And I sent all the documents that I was required, essay, acceptance letter, whatever they said. I sent it, but then I was refused the visa. They sent me the refusal, and then the university told me like appeal it. So I appealed it, and now the appeal process will take very long time because now they are only considering May 2025 appeals. So and tomorrow I'm going to fly again. First we'll go to France. I have no problem with France. They gave everything that we need. First intensive week will be held in France. But after France, we have to go to Ireland, and we have no visa. So I just wanted to ask, should I go and reapply tomorrow again? That's going to be third time.
Let me, since the Irish is not represented here and I have to check that, let me check with the Irish ambassador. He helped me with another colleague. I cannot promise because it's really their thing, and they do everything very centrally with the Minister of Justice in Dublin. So they don't even do it with the embassy in Moscow. So it's which is covering Ireland. So actually on one also very individual case, I intervened and it helped. So I will try. Let me put it like that because it's important. It's an Erasmus, and you're the only one who goes to Ireland as per this list that you said. So I will do it. But if you have a Schengen visa, in principle, you could be traveling, but you'll be studying there, right? So
I cannot enter island with the Schengen visa.
Okay, there's no Schengen. Okay, let me get back to you on this. Alpamis will take your contact after, and then I'll get back to you, and you will give me the data, so I share it with the embassy in Moscow.
So the problem is that another my group mate is also refused visa. She's from Africa. And I suppose the main reason was that they were afraid that we're gonna stay in Ireland because they have immigration process problems
I
right
think
now.
every country is afraid of that.
Yes, but the problem is that we cannot, because breaching the contract will force us to pay back so lots of money, and that's clearly written in my motivation and everything. But tomorrow I'm gonna reapply to the visa. I was just thinking, should I?
You do that if it doesn't cost you anything. Do that, and then we can make a reference of this application, so I can send the reference number to the embassy, and then they can really individually deal with this particular case of yours.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Another one.
Yeah.
The Hotelling program is not included to Irish state registration or something. So how should we? And we have no accommodation. We have no information about it. We have zero information to the university we're going. We only know the name of the university, which is good. Good news always. There is a good side of it.
I thank you for telling me this, because Ireland is offering programs, so they should also be offering the service of the programs. I guess. I imagine
be very happy.
Okay.
Thank
Good, well
you.
noted.
Thank you. Thank you
Please
so much.
give Alpamis contacts afterwards, and then we will be in touch.
Thank you so much.
Is there anybody
Can I
else
ask?
that goes to the embassy that is not in Kazakhstan represented? Malta. Oh, wonderful. Yeah. Do you have similar problems?
No, I'm still waiting for my visa.
Okay.
It's in Tashkent.
Okay. Okay.
So my first country is Poland,
Okay.
and there we need to make diploma recognition in regional office, NAVA. And it takes at least 60 days.
Yeah.
And is it possible to somehow ignore it or make it faster?
We don't have anybody from Polish embassy. I don't know individual rules. I have to be very honest with you. So if there is an embassy here, then it's easier. The reason why I'm asking if there's anybody from non-embassy is because then we may be able to help to forward. Otherwise, I would very much either through the Erasmus office or somehow to reach out to Polish embassy here to help out. On visa, there is very special, which I'm sure colleagues will tell you, that there is not, embassy cannot always intervene and help because there are rules and bring down capital, but maybe they can help with some things. But if there is embassy, I would really advise you to reach out. So I'm more a question if there's anybody who is not here. Yeah. No, please.
I want to ask about Italian visa because VPS is not opening any slots for 2 weeks, and all Kazakh students who applied to Italy, they're complaining every day. Yeah.
Italy is very busy.
Yeah.
That I can tell. Also, we don't have Italian representatives today online. I cannot individually intervene, but I can intervene with ambassadors just to say that we have Erasmus people, so if they can look into that. But they are not doing it as the embassy, so that's really when there is a visa center involvement. It's a bit more challenging, but well noted.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll pass it on to all the embassies actually that are on the list.
Yeah.
Since I will have to leave, is there anything that you need to specifically ask the EU? Otherwise, you have other embassies here, and you have Alpamis who can then pass this on.
I want to ask about the necessary military things we need to do in our country. So is it possible to get the enrollment document before we arrive to the countries? Something like that. And is it necessary to do so also? That's the question.
Yeah, I think you should clarify it with your host university, the question that you're asking about the military documents.
No, but he needs it here, I understand, so that you don't have to go to the military. Is that it?
Yes.
He doesn't want to go to the military here, so.
I even don't know. Do I need it right now?
Yeah. So you should ask them whether they need it. Yeah. Whether they require the document.
In Kazakhstan, we need to
Yeah.
submit our enrollment to university to our local authorities, because on the borders they can say you need to go to army, you cannot leave the country. Yeah.
So it's needed for Kazakh authorities.
Yeah.
So I think maybe something you can intervene with universities or something. You can check with the university if they would give you this enrollment. I don't know which university, which country you're going to?
I'm going to Germany.
To Germany? To the university?
Which one?
The Dortmund University.
Because I think it would help if you have some sort of document that you can submit to the university, to the IO, for instance. and then they will probably be able to quickly issue something. It would help them to be able to issue you something, you know, if they have like a written document, because then they know what to phrase it, where to address it to. It's easier that way. But we can like talk later as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
No, good luck. If there's any question that comes to the EU, Alpamis is here. He will answer or take questions for later. Enjoy, really have fun. I wish I would go with you in all of those countries. Have a nice day.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. We have.
I have a question about Portuguese visa. So,
They're going to Portugal.
yes.
Where?
Isqueté, Lisbon. Yeah. So this is my first location of study. So the Embassy of Portugal in Kazakhstan does not issue type D visa. So I needed to apply for visa in the Embassy of Moscow, but not the embassy because the process recently changed completely.
Yes.
It's the
BLS is a
BLS,
service
yeah.
provider. Yes, like VHR. It's the same.
yeah. And there was the problem with slots, but it was resolved.
Well,
Yeah, it was
the bad
resolved.
news is that you still need to go to Moscow.
Yeah.
Good news is that you can go to
Without
BLS.
any appointment. Yeah.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
with students visa, you don't need any previous appointment.
Yeah, which I did. I already submitted my documents and I returned here. I'm here. However, they told me that after 30 days, I need to contact the embassy in order for them to schedule the appointment for me to come in and have my visa, to collect my visa. But according to information in various chats about Portuguese visa, they always say that sometimes they don't not answer and they don't give appointment to collect your visa. So it's really hard to contact the embassy of Portugal in Moscow. So I wanted to ask if I can like request any assistance with that.
Yes, sure.
Yeah.
What I would say, we have a WhatsApp group
Mhm.
for these cases. So I would, if you are interested,
Mhm.
because this could be helpful,
Yeah.
usually we do that.
Mhm.
You can give your contacts to Alpamis and I will give to my deputy that takes care
Okay,
of that.
okay,
And
that's
he's
perfect.
totally into it. He's not with us here today. He's in Almaty in another
Mhm.
function, but he's totally into it,
Mhm.
and we'll help you out on
Okay.
that. And he's in direct contact with our colleagues in
Mhm.
Moscow.
Also, I'm just curious if there's a possibility that someone can collect the visas and mail it to Kazakhstan because my funds are restricted.
I know. So we
I-
are talking about the second trip to Moscow just to pick it up. I know.
Yeah.
So we are working on that with
Mhm.
Lisbon and Moscow to see if we can avoid the second trip, if we can fetch it to you.
Mhm.
For the time being, it's not possible now, but
Okay.
we are trying to see if we can. We are working on this,
Mhm.
trying to solve that.
Okay,
we are
I
aware of
just
that problem.
heard about the information that sometimes people travel to Moscow to collect visa, but they don't really let them in the embassy. Like the appointment was not guaranteed. There was some situation in the chat that I read about. So they needed to return to Kazakhstan and then travel again when they received the response by email. So I want to avoid
That's why I
that.
strongly suggest you to be in contact with
Okay.
us before going.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
to go there, you already did. So I will not suggest you to go as soon as.
Yeah.
So it's already in process, right?
It's already in process. They told me to wait like 30 working days, but I think like a lot of students told me that a visa can be ready earlier and I can write to the email right now, but I will contact like the officials by the WhatsApp group. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. Any other questions? Meanwhile, we have some questions in our chat box. Well, first of all, a comment from the ambassador of Spain. He has sent a platform, a website where you can find information about Kazakhs living in Spain. Okay, so thank you for that. We will spread this information by email to you. Question from Madina Kapan. I have a question regarding residence permits for Erasmus Mundus students. I have already submitted my Austrian residence permit application, but the official processing time is between 2 and 4 months. I applied as early as possible. but there is still chance that I may not receive my residence permit before the start of the semester. Is there any support or coordination from the Erasmus office in cases where residence permit processing may delay students' arrival? What we can do from our end is to issue an official support letter to you, but also we can coordinate this issue with the EU delegation team. So all the questions that are not covered today, we'll pass them to the EU delegation, and maybe we'll work them out with the respective EU member states embassies. Yeah. So that's
Thank
the
you so
answer
much.
to your question. Mhm.
So should I just email you after the meeting? Or
Yes,
how?
please. Yes, please. Mhm.
The same email account that
Same
sent
email
us
address.
the meeting link. Okay, got it. Thank you so
Correct.
much. Thank you.
Mhm. Thank you. Any other questions? Mhm. Someone raise hand.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello, thank you for today's meeting. I really enjoyed all your speech and advice from alumni. My name is Jules. I'll be joining the Environmental Contamination and Toxicology One Health program, which will start in France, followed by Portugal and Spain. I have two questions. The first one, what documents would you recommend bringing from Kazakhstan that are often needed during mobility between countries or when dealing with local authorities? And the second question, is it possible to open any online bank accounts before leaving Kazakhstan, or do we generally need to wait until we arrive in our first host country? I wasn't able to register with Revolut or Wise, which are often recommended.
Can I answer? Hello, Gildas. For the second question, I can answer very easily. You need to be in France to wait to be in France before opening a bank account, because they will ask you an address. So it will be the address you will have for your accommodation, I guess. And for the documents you need to take with you, not really familiar with this kind of things. I would suggest you take everything which is related to IDs and this kind of things, no?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think usually always it's the passport, of course. Make sure also that you have valid passport for at least 2 or more years. Also, they may ask for your student agreement or acceptance letter to the university. But for Revolut, I think you can open it when you are in Kazakhstan, but then you will not be able to fully use it. But then you can just change the address once you have the address when you are there, and then you will be able to use it fully. But for now, if Revolut doesn't work for you, you can always ask or open something like maybe Rusan Bank, Freedom Bank. I'm sure they have multi-currency accounts. Mostly it's just the passport, student agreement, and acceptance letters.
And maybe as a comment for the bank accounts, I know from my time that there is always dedicated banking basically spots in the city, if it's like a university city, that you can sign up for like specific student accounts, and they have like enhanced programs. But for this, you obviously do need the address in the residency, like in the city that you're staying, and so up-to-date documents more or less next to passport, visa, etc. So this is maybe also helpful.
I think from my experience that Wise, Revolut, and in Germany N26 are not available with a Kazakhstani passport. They will be only available to you when you get a European residence permit and European address. Then you can open Revolut and Wise account. So upon arrival, I think the only solution is to open a local bank account. And as was already said, in a university there might be events. For example, in Portugal we had the events of a bank. Authorities coming, representatives, and helping us to open a student account, because you cannot receive a scholarship on the non-EU IBAN or bank account, so you will have to open a European bank account for that.
My experience in France is that they allowed me to open immediately as I came was Credit Agricole, like the local bank, and the Revolut was just a visa. And I only received my residence permit in like January, and make use of the referral, because I think I got 400 euros from the referrals, because for every person you refer, for example, your classmates, they give you some cash to both people. So I think you can actually, like, if you help your classmates to set up bank accounts, you can get like upwards of like 500 euros even for both Revolut and Credit Agricole. That's just for French, you can get it. But I think the rules differ country by country.
I have a question. Which bank account is better, like Wise or Revolut? Which you recommend?
I've been using Revolut. There's no issue, but I think it depends on people. But I just know for Revolut, I had like issues with checks, like certain stuff you need like a traditional bank account. So I'm keeping Credit Agricole, but I think for most stuff Revolut is okay. I think they have like issues with like the French, I forgot the one, the housing money that they give you back from the government. So, yeah, CAP. I think for that they wanted us to have Credit Agricole, but for the rest, Revolut is fine. Yes. I think my best advice is to contact your alumni from previous year from your program, because usually they help you a lot.
I already did, and opinions divide.
Oh,
Everyone
okay.
wants to do Wise. Someone wants to do Revolut.
They're
Everyone
more or
has
less the same, it's just up to you.
Yes.
Okay.
Probably because of the referral codes.
Yeah. Maybe.
I think there's not that much difference. Like they really do compete also at 26, and so there's like they're all very digital compared to like European standards in that sense. And I think they're very fast. They have like immediate transfers, right, from IBAN to IBAN, which is also a very like big thing instead of like here. So I think you just I don't know, just Google it and do ChatGPT comparisons or whatever, and then you'll find the difference.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and also whoever's going to France, there is a thing called CAF. And if you have a French permit or a French visa, authorities can actually give you some money if you are renting the apartments. But then you really have to be really insisting, going to the office quite often, reminding about yourself, writing them emails very often. So it's a long process. But if you are patient enough, you will get money back.
Sorry.
Part of the money.
It's
back.
only for the France.
It's
Or is
only
it-
France.
But I heard CAP is cancelled for international students starting in July of this year. So like this year, students were the last one to be, but I'm not sure, you have to double check. But from my understanding, CAP has been cancelled for international students. But yeah, previously they reduced my rent from 450 to 270, so it's like a lot of money.
They canceled for the international students.
Yeah, but I think they canceled in July of this year. Unfortunately. But you have to double check maybe, I'm not sure if they officially did it.
We have one more question on this bank account. What is the difference between opening a local bank account versus an online one like Revolut?
I think there is no difference because both Revolut and Wise and a local bank account has European IBAN that you require to receive the scholarship. So there will be no difference. I would maybe say that Revolut and Wise, it will be faster to receive your card to open your bank account. It's just faster.
Yeah, and maybe when withdrawing the money, there may be some fees when withdrawing from the Kazakhstani bank in Europe, rather than when you withdraw from the Revolut.
Yes.
Thank you. That was the answer to Indira's question. And we have one question regarding the Portuguese visa from Yerbolda. For Portugal, should we apply for E9 visa to Erasmus Mundus students or the D4 visa? I have already applied for E9 visa last week.
As a student visa.
Student visa. So it's E9, yeah?
I can help with that answer because it was a matter of debate in my experience and from previous alumni of my program, and everyone insists that I need to apply for E6 or E9. In my case, it's E6. It's still type D visa, and especially my program coordinator told me that I need to apply for temporary stay visa, not the D4, because it's residential visa and we need to apply for residence permit. But many students face some problems with that, so they suggest that we need to apply for the temporary stay visa and then continue with our another visa application for the next country. So like the process will be easier.
So it's either E9 or
It's E6, but mostly it's E6. E9 is something new which appeared on the website of the embassy in Moscow, which was confusing, but it's not a big deal actually.
Okay, thank
Because
you.
I know.
What document should we bring for CAF in France? Like birth certificate? None?
Not anymore.
Not
Yıldız,
anymore.
that's a question from Yıldız Şalbayeva.
Maybe they can check with the university if they still provide CAP, but from what we've been told, they canceled it from July.
So it's not applicable anymore.
Yeah, maybe there's a follow-up where they reduce the fee.
Okay, right. One more question from Indira regarding that also. Do we need an apostille of the original birth certificate, or apostilling a copy is enough?
For what exactly though? Depends on, I think, because you only need apostles for like
Work diploma.
yeah,
That's true.
correct, yeah. So
I believe for us, they required it for the CAP, I think, or was it for the medical? In France, they told us when we arrived to bring the birth certificate translated and apostille, but it can be done very easily.
Okay. More questions. Shola, what about the birth certificates and especially apostillation of birth certificate before coming to France? I think we already answered this question. Some programs require that, but mine didn't mention it specifically. But I wonder whether we might need it for.
Can I? Sure.
I don't think
for
so.
accommodation or maybe during other registration processes.
I never needed
already,
it. I never needed it.
I already contacted other alumni from previous cohorts of my program and different other, and they always tell that it won't be like that important, but just in case you should apostille the birth certificate and bring it with you, it will not do any harm. It just spoils the aesthetic of the document, but you can do that. I did that just in case.
You can do that just to be on safe side.
Yeah.
That's
if you lost your passport, you need something to have.
Right.
I think another thing is to take with you is your bachelor diploma, the original one, because university can ask for it to maybe verify something. So it's better to have the original with you.
Yeah, bachelor's diploma for sure.
I think we were recommended from the embassy to bring the birth certificate up, so, but I'm not sure if it was for the medical credential in France or was it for CAP, but I remember they told us to bring it, but I actually didn't have any issue. They just issued it within like a week in Kazakhstan. It was quite easy.
But that was the recommendation requirement from the embassy.
Actually, our alumni made like a whole PDF of like 40 pages with all the recommendations, so it's really easy from our side. Yeah, they like our program has been running for like 9 years or something, but we got a lot of advice. So I think if they were recommended, it's probably for either Carte Vitale or the CAF in France. Yeah, it's just from what I heard before.
Okay, thank you.
Actually, perhaps I have a question maybe for the delegation Portugal, because for the people who are going to Portugal the first semester, because in my experience, we needed to open the tax ID, and at the authority, we needed to present our official address registration, but since we didn't have it in our birth countries, so I didn't have one, but my classmates, they did have it in their passport already written, their address and registration, but we don't have it in our passports. So for me, it worked because I still had an active registration in Hungary, but so the question is, do the people need to maybe apostille our registration, like address registration here to show the authority, or can it be omitted somehow just for them to save the trouble?
These are very specific.
Yes. There is not a problem regarding that. We don't have any official document that will show our official address here. I tried to.
Yes, exactly. That's I tried to figure it out. It didn't work. So exactly in my case, it just worked because I had the address in Hungary still working because I was there. So
the thing is that, I mean, if you open a tax number, you need an address.
yes.
Yeah, but we will have, of course, like the address in Portugal, like the place we will be staying, but I don't know if it's sufficient for the taxation.
For us, they asked for our address in our home countries. So that's why my address in Portugal did not work. That's why I wanted to ask for the students who are going to Portugal now.
For that, we cannot access any like confirmation of address from YouGov right now. it was canceled for some reason.
Yes.
And same goes to the bank statements. Usually you can use the bank statement to confirm your address official, but we don't
They don't
have
give you-
any
Yes, exactly.
bank
So
statements that state our
You can
official
actually go
address.
to Halk Bank and require a specific service. They do that for 1,000 tenge.
No, I've contacted them. They said we don't give any.
Actually,
Actually,
go to the office actually.
I went to
Every day of
I went to the office and they issue the address, confirmation of address. But it's not really that official, I would say, and it's also only in Russian and Kazakh. They don't issue it officially in English.
Maybe it depends on the office. Maybe try different, like several offices. Because I did mine like in December in English with the address, with the stamp, and with the sign it.
Okay.
Can I ask, is there a check already with this cohort?
No.
Because I think this would be very sufficient to have these kind of talks, because then everybody would receive them, and at the same time, you guys could help each other out in that sense. I think it's much more like helpful instead of like talking it through now, because it will disappear in like 2 hours.
Yeah. We actually.
So I think this would be very helpful if you could set it up for yourself, you know, like.
We actually do have a Telegram group, and I was going to announce it by the end of the
I'm
session. We will send a link to join the group via email. You can join it, and you can see there the previous cohorts as well, 2025, 24, 23 as well.
But one question about the address. I mean, in your IDs, you cannot print it with the address.
No.
Like, I mean, for instance, in Portugal, you go to our national database and you can put your ID number, and it's, you know, it's
Yeah, that's.
and it comes with your including your address. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. That was issue in my case, not for my classmates, because my classmates are from different countries, from Latin American stuff. They have their address in their IDs.
No, not in the physical ID, but in
Yeah,
the
even-
online platform.
I don't know, but they couldn't access it, the officials, when I went to the office. So I had like a huge issue about it. So I wanted to prepare future students for going to Portugal about it.
I think the ambassador means like from you.
Your national database.
Eagle,
Then
yeah.
you will go to your email and
No, we do have it.
you cannot access now.
No, we do have it.
We
On
have
the-
it on eGov. We can look it up.
Yeah, you
But
can
we cannot
screenshot it.
We
extract
can only
it.
screenshot it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
It's
don't.
not
We
but
cannot
there is no document.
get the document with a stamp with the
Yeah.
address. There's none.
No, we don't. Okay, we don't need a stamp, but you just need a print.
If it's acceptable, you just can you send just a screenshot of this?
No, screenshot they will not accept.
What-
Print.
There is no print,
No
only
print.
screenshot.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I did for my university is like I screenshotted it and then I went to the notarius power of attorney and he notarized it. And that's the only option was that France University accepted it as my current address. That was the only, and they said, okay, but it's university, and they say okay to like it's easy for them, but I don't know about your tax things.
I'm sorry, we're falling behind.
I'll try to find it.
Let's take one more last question because we are running out of time. Last question from Sanjar. Is it possible to obtain part-time or full-time job during the study period? Is it possible to make the master thesis with the company to get the full-time job from company later? So this is a question to our students, maybe and alumni.
As far as I know, it depends on country. For example, in my case, they write that we can work up to 20 hours, but we need to pay taxes. Like everything should be legal. It's in Italy, yeah. But in the internship, it depends also on Erasmus Mundus, as you can only, like, not all programs offer like thesis with internship. Yeah.
Yeah, I really think it depends on the country because some countries do allow and some countries don't even have taxes.
Yeah.
But some don't, and I think on the internship, it's very rare that the internship is part-time. It's mostly full-time, and it will be just difficult to combine the studies. Some programs also have 1 semester dedicated to internship. So if you do that, this is an option. But I think if you can work like 20 hours, that's okay. But more, I would just not recommend because it will just not be sufficient for your studies, and you will miss classes, and you will not enjoy your Erasmus Mundus.
Yeah, and also I have a question about residence permits, because in Italy, it like our senior student just received it months ago. However, it's written that we need to receive it in 2 weeks when we are in Italy, and as far as I heard that we cannot travel without it. Like in the okay.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why. Like most of the students receive it like in 9 or 8 months when they're already in Italy. Yeah, I think I need to write down about that.
You should write it down. There is no Italy.
All the questions that we were not able to answer today, we'll compile them and pass them to the EU delegation and get back to you with the answers.
Okay.
Sorry, I would maybe just from my experience say that a lot of my classmates didn't receive their residence permit up until second semester started, but our university portal was just use their connections maybe to contact the local immigration office to speed up our process, like our cases specifically, and that helped. So perhaps maybe ask your program coordinators for that.
Yeah.
So after this session today, you'll receive an email with a recording of the session, photos, and you will also have the link to our Telegram group to join, okay? So before we conclude, I'd like to extend our gratitude to all who attended today's session, Her Excellency Agnieszka Sinkic for her contribution, the cooperation section, Johannes Bauer and Alpamas, and the representatives of the Embassy of EU member states, Portugal, Spain, France, Germany, Hungary. And I'd like also to thank our students, Raziza and Maral, for their contribution, and our alumna, Amina Biksultanova. And thank you, dear students, for attending the session today in person, and thanks to our online participants as well. So before we conclude, I'd like to ask our online participants, if possible, to switch on their cameras. We'll do a group photo for you. And then here at the EU delegation, we'll start our networking session. If you could switch on your cameras, these students, we could make several screenshots. Talia, done? Talia, done? Okay, thank you all again. I really hope that our students found the session very useful, informative. Again, we'll get back to you with the answers to the unanswered questions. Now, according to our schedule, we'll have a short networking session. So please, we are inviting you to the networking session, and goodbye to our online participants. Thank you all for joining.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Networking session is here.
I can take tea or coffee if we're good. And while we have excellence of them, also we can take photos or ask any questions. We also representatives from the Germany, Hungary. And if you have questions about funds, please. Yes.
Same university. Yes. It's already. I also went to Moscow. Oh,